Okay, Megavanen, and welcome to my Vestron video collector series overview. I figured I would do that, and as you can see, I kept them like right there where my fingers at, so it's so easy for me to do this because I just had to pull them down very easily, whereas my Scream Factories, I have a lot more than my Vestron, so it would be much more harder, but I'll eventually get around to it. It might take a little while though, so you know, forgive me, Jez, and anyone else who's interested in seeing that. Maybe you're the only one, but you know, I will do it. You know, I only have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 8, you know, Vestron. Movie Mike, he's on his way to collecting all of them. And I'll say Todd had a big collection of Vestron as well, but he so kindly and generously, you know, gifted them to someone in need. I'll just say that's what kind of guy he is. So that would be Toddy Walnuts, aka Dagon the King Killer. So yeah, again, these guys, all these guys I'm shouting out and that I've shout out in the past, you know, my Goonies brothers, you know, like Xenoc and Aligar and everyone, Sean, and you know, of course, Todd, Mike, you know, they're all great guys. And again, Morrissey Gear, please check him out as well. I did a shout out on like the last video or two, so do check him out, you know. Okay, so I'll try to go through these kind of quickly, as well as kind of talk about them a little bit, maybe what they mean to me, you know, it can kind of help. But hold on here, let me see. Okay, yeah, it fits good. Okay, so this is the Wishmaster collection. We have Andrew Divoff as the Djinn in this. This is a twisted take on like a genie in the bottle, but he's not in a bottle. He is housed in this gem, and he began, of course, in, you know, the ancient Persian times. In the first film, which also stars Robert Englund, he's in there as a curator, and you know, in there, the film starts off in the first film almost like an Origins thing, you know, not completely like an Origins, but maybe an Origins of this particular Djinn that features in this film. This is a whole collection, so it has, I think there's 4 or 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4. My particular favorite one is, I think it's the third one. Although the fourth one was also fun, but yeah, Beyond the Gates of Hell. That one had I don't think Jason Connery. Okay, and I learned from someone years ago that Jason Connery, I can't remember who he was, but I never knew this. I guess I should have known Jason Connery, right? Connery, but that he's Sean Connery's son. But you know, and the second one was funny, and it also featured Andrew Divoff as the Djinn. You know, he returns. Part of the beginning portion of the film starts off in a prison. He's in there, and I like this one part where there's some Hispanic gangster in there, and you know, what he's doing, he's collecting wishes, granting wishes to collect souls, actually. And he asked the Mexican guy, who's the same Mexican who was in Hard to Kill with Steven Seagal. Was he in that one? I believe he was in that one, and I believe he was one of the gangsters that was robbing the liquor store, and Steven Seagal, you know, fought them. But and here he made a wish where he said, yeah, you know what, I wish my lawyer would go fuck himself. And then later, when he was speaking to his lawyer, the Mexican guy, the lawyer literally fucked himself in front of the Mexican. And that was quite a scene. You know, it's got like comedic moments like that. Number 3, the reason why I like this one, and that's the one that features Jason Connery, is that one features the Archangel Michael, and the redhead chick in there. She was quite hot. And will it tell me her name? Yeah, I don't know if I can get her name, but she was quite hot in this film. And it's great because when Jason comes into being, it's almost like one of those fish out of water tales in a way. He's very rigid, very old school, and very much like an archangel. You know, he'll tell the ginger chick, you know, enough, woman, you know, or leave me alone, woman. And then finally she got fed up and she said, okay, enough of this woman crap, because it's, you know, the old school days. But I like that one. And then the fourth one, Prophecy Fulfilled, was good too. You had the guy from Mutant X in there, and he was like this warrior that was supposed to put an end to the life of the Wisher, you know, in that film. But yeah, the Wishmaster series, the great one. Even when Andrew Divoff did not reprise his role for the third and fourth, they're still good, but just not as good as the way Andrew Divoff portrayed them. This next one is the Warlock Collection, and there's 3 in this one. You have Julian Sands, Richard E. Grant as Redfern, Giles Redfern, the Warlock, Julian Sands, the original one. And for the third film, they got Bruce Payne to take over the role of Warlock. The third one, Age of Innocence, I think it's called. The End of Innocence. The End of Innocence. It was not nearly as good as the first 2, particularly the first one. But the first one, you know, I love it. Whence comes it? Huh? The music. Oh, there's no church back over there. And how does it come to be that you're not there? Oh, I never go. My father never believed in that Christy crap. So how come you're not there? Church? Yeah, it's Sunday. No witch may set foot on church grounds. You're telling me you're a witch? You're not a witch. Witches are girls. Some are boys. Or some are men. Well, yeah? If you're a witch, then where's your broomstick? Witches need broomsticks to fly. I need no broomstick to fly. You know? What do you need? Or, you know, when he went to the spirit channeler, fortune teller, played by Mary Warnoff, she kind of had this thing for the Warlock. You know, ask me what thou will. Why have you brought me here to this time? I said something like, the pages of my Bible are the Grand Grimoire here. Bring together my Bible. And what reward would I get? Service to Satan is reward. For others, surely, yes. But for the one to bring forth uncreation, what for him? Do as I command, and you shall be him, the one begotten Son. Then it shall be me, you know. It's great, you know, such, let my eyes guide thee, you know. And he cuts out her eyes. Redfern, you know, where's the well? My what? Your well, the place you draw water from. Oh, my well, you know. You have, I think is it Patricia Arquette in the first one? No, not. I'm sorry, not Patricia. It's Laurie Singer. Laurie Singer. She's in the first one. I'm sorry. Laurie Singer, not Patricia Arquette. What am I thinking? So I thought Richard E. Grant was great in that role. The second one, even, where Julian Sands reprises the role of Warlock. It's called Warlock Armageddon. Now that one, when I first seen it, I saw it with Brian, and you know, we came out of it saying, this movie sucked. But as time went on, it still sucks, but we have nostalgia with it. I have nostalgia with it in any case. And the music that plays during his training You know, it's like da 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 da. You know, it's. I'm surprised that George Lucas didn't sue them because it's so similar to the, you know, the theme song for when Luke is training and the Force in the Star Wars franchise. Um, so it's very similar, and there's a scene where it's kind of like a rip-off of that scene when he's training, you know, his you know, with his powers and everything, which is like Force-like powers. Um, so yeah, that, you know, that has some corny, memorable lines. You know, in the old days, you know, warriors used to make love on the eve of battle, or, you know, and the audience was just like laughing at how stupid and corny a line that was for him to try to get some. And at the end, hey, welcome to the 20th century, asshole. The audience just started rioting, not rioting like breaking things, just rioting, like laughing hysterically at how fucking retarded that line was. And but now it's become memorable, you know, in a corny way. And the third one, I don't remember any lines from that at all. And the second one, it's worth noting that Paula Marshall was gorgeously good in that one too. She was like the partner to the first warrior in that. And Paula Marshall, you might also remember her from something like Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth. And then the third one, Age of Innocence. I just thought Bruce Payne, although he's a good enough actor, you know, I liked him in Passenger 57, but in this, not that he acted bad, he lacked some of the charm and charisma, much of it really, of Julian Sands in the role. He brought a different, maybe a creepier kind of, you know, flavor to the role. The film itself was different toned, had more of like this psychosexual vibe to it. Yeah, but yeah, so we have the Warlock series. This is number 11, and Wishmaster was number 9. Oh, and in Armageddon, we have Zach Gilligan, you know, in a little cameo in there. Black. He took his suit. Anyways, I brought up Zach Gilligan. It just reminded me that he was in a little cameo in that role, you know, and of course we know him from Gremlins 1 and 2, right? And from, I think, was it Hatchet 3 or was it Victor Crowley? He was in one of those Hatchet films. We have Waxwork 1, Waxwork 2, yeah, Zach Gilligan here. And this is a famous midget right over here. He was also in Armageddon, but I believe he played a female fortune teller in that one. But this is great, and in the second one, the girlfriend of Zach Gilligan was replaced by a different actress, and I think her name is Monica Schneider, whom I know as the Sorceress from the Beastmaster series in the late 90s with, I think his name was Daniel Goddard, and Jackson Rain was Tao, I think. We have Stephen Graves as General, or not General, as King Zad, you know. But Monica Schneider had just a much different frame than the woman she was taking over the role of. The original woman was much more smaller. I want to say frailer looking, a little bit more frailer, but not in a bad way, just more softer. And then Monica Schneider has more stronger tones to her face, and she's an absolutely gorgeous knockout blonde, of course, but she was something akin to a supermodel. In fact, I believe she started off being a model, you know, but she's in number 2. You know what? I think also, what is his name? He was in, he was Chancellor Gorkon in Star Trek 6. He was also Jack the Ripper in Time After Time. Will it tell me his name? I hope it does. That's not gonna freaking tell me his name, but yeah, Waxwork, and I didn't really say what it was about, but basically, oh, hold on, David Warner was the actor's name. David Warner. In the first one, he gives these passes for these teens or college students maybe, to go visit his waxwork museum because he needs like 6 or 7 souls to sacrifice into the waxwork, and it will bring his waxwork creations to life. In the second one, it's more of like there's a portal that opens up. It's like I think in the waxwork, it's been kind of a while since I've seen it, but I think in certain displays, it was like a portal through time that they got sent through. And like one of them, there's almost different homages to different franchises of films, one of which was like an aliens kind of display place that they go to. Okay, yeah. Return of the Living Dead. This one stars the gorgeous Mindy Clark. She was credited in here, but I guess she changed it to Melinda Clark when she guest starred for like 3 episodes, I think, of Xena. I forgot the boyfriend's name, but he played the actor's name. But he played Kurt. And we have Basil Wallace in this one as Riverman. And Sarah Douglas is in here as a military woman. You know, look, I didn't get your name. So I just wanted to thank you, just in case I wanted to find some way to thank you, and just in case I don't get the chance to thank you later on, and we don't like meet up meet up again. Here, what is it? It's a Mardi Gras coin. The next time you see someone who needs help, you just go right ahead and help them out, and you give them this coin, and you tell them to do the same. Well, you see, the way I figured it is, so long as this coin keeps on circulating, there's always someone good out there doing something good for somebody else. Thanks. You can call me Riverman. You know, that's Basil Wallace, of course. He was Screwface in Marked for Death. You know, what else? Oh, Kurt, I feel so goddamn hungry. You know, God damn it, Kurt, give me some fucking food. You know, ooh. So you wish to join the party, huh, Essa? Or Essa? Essa? Yeah, Essa, right. So you wish to join the party, Essa? Kinky. But you know what? You do not look like you got a rabies to me, Essa. No. You look like my kind of bitch. Hey, Felipe, I do as you say. You know, and he takes her back, and bad things happen to him, you know. Oh, Santos, I think Mowgli's dead. Hey, what the fuck's wrong with her? What the fuck's wrong with her? Don't you feed her, Esse? Hey, just back up. You say something to me, Esse? You know? Hey, wake up, Kaka. Well, anyways, yeah. Return of the Living Dead 3. You know, so many lines that I've remembered from that. Good film, and I recommend everybody buy that and add it to your collection. And the special features on these, at least the ones that I've seen, are great, but Vestron has put out great features. I would say it's like on the level of something like you know, Scream Factory's special features. You know, I think their special features are put up by Red Shirt Company. I think that's them. Like one in particular is the Warlock one, the special feature with an interview with Julian Sands, how he talked about how he got the role and what he thought of the franchise, and why he didn't accept, why he didn't want to reprise the role for the third one. You know, in his words, he thought that the script was feeble, stuff like that. So the special features are well worth checking out. And that Return of the Living Dead, if you are a Brian Yuzna fan, definitely add it to your collection. Okay, now we have Class of 1999. And this one, I don't really have any lines memorized. so much, but I've seen it, although, you know, a couple times already, but it has been a while. We have Pam Grier in here, Patrick Kilpatrick. We have Stacy Keach in there as the one who came up with the idea to basically, he wants to do this experiment to replace a select amount of teachers, 3 of them, with these robots. It takes place in some sort of like not too distant dystopian future. And really, when you watch it, you won't really get the sense that it's in any kind of future. I mean, it almost, their attitudes, to me at least when I was watching it, I was thinking it's almost post-apocalyptic, but not really, because everything is still intact. You know, there's still structure to society. You know, kids go to class, but it just seemed like it was in a shithole world, and just I don't know, you know, and just the fact that, you know, they have that technology, the reason why, you know, it's like maybe not too distant future, because you know, the teachers being replaced by robots, you know, and they look so almost like replicants, like in Blade Runner, right? You know, Pam Grier and Patrick Kilpatrick. I forgot the name of the third one, also male teacher. And I think the robots go mad and they're killing the students, so it's up to these kids right over here to, you know, put an end to them, you know, to expose them and stop them, and they are very durable and hard to kill. I'm glad I have slipcovers to all of these. Okay. Next one is Chopping Mall. This one we have Kelly Mulroney in this one. We have John Terlesky. Dick Miller has a little role. I don't know the chick's name who got her head blown off at the beginning, John Terlesky's girlfriend, but she's up there as, you know, one of the, you know, scream queens, you know, much like Taffy from, her name is Taffy, I forgot her last name, but Taffy from Galaxy of Terror, which has a young Sid Haig in that one, and that's, I have that, and that's put out by Shout. I believe it's put out by Shout Factory. But anyways, Chopping Mall. This one has a little cameo by Paul Bartel and Mary Warnow. They make quite a duo. It was almost like an homage to those two, because, you know, they seem like they like working together and collab together a lot, and they make a good team. You know, they were together in Eating Raoul. And in fact, for the film Night of the Comet, which stars Kelly Mulroney and I think her name is Catherine Mary Stewart, I think is her name. I could be wrong. I think it's Catherine Mary Stewart. I get so confused. Catherine Mary Stewart, Mary Elizabeth Masterson. There's so many, you know, with a middle name, but I think her name is Catherine Mary Stewart. And that film also starred Kelly Mulroney, and there were siblings in that one. And Robert Beltran, who was Chakotay from Voyager, was also in that one. And they needed a role for someone to play the female scientist. And because Paul Beltran worked closely together with Mary Warnow from Eating Raoul, and they just got off, you know, production of that film, he suggested to get Mary Warnow for that role. But anyways, back to this, you know, Kelly Mulroney is in here, John Terlesky, and this one is about these robots that are meant to be like to replace security guards, and there's this lightning storm, and it strikes down, and the lightning hits. It's like some kind of supernatural storm, I guess. It hits the robot guards, and brings them to life. And instead of guarding people, they're killing people. You know, have a nice day. You know, it's you know, boom, 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 the music that plays, and yeah, this is a memorable one. And if you want to see some old school shopping malls like Florsheim and, you know, a bunch of other stuff, you know, check this out. This is a great like character piece in time. You know, period piece, not really character piece, but a period piece in the 90s, you know, in a shopping mall. So yeah, and that was one where I passed up in line video back in the day in the 80s, or more like maybe early 90s, not so much 80s. very early 90s, 91, 90, 91, and I never had a chance to rent it. And then I got it on DVD so many years later, and I watched it, and I loved it. But, you know, the picture here that I remember seeing on VHS didn't look like this. Is it the same? Yeah, it's the same. Yeah. The picture didn't look like this. The picture I remember on the VHS cover was like a bag and like a head, I think. The head was maybe on the top or something like that, in some shopping bag, and an arm coming out of it. So it gave a different impression of the film, like it was maybe a slasher killer, whereas this was more of like a sci-fi kind of horror film. Okay, now we're getting down to it. The last two, we have Maximum Overdrive, Stephen King's. I don't remember much. I've only seen this maybe once, maybe twice. From Brian, he brought it over one day 20 years ago. VHS. I can't remember if it was on the old house before I moved here. I think it was from the old house. And I just know that these are killer trucks and they're killing people. Yeah, so I can't really talk too much about this one. I'm so glad also that I have the slipcover with that. That slipcover seems to be out of print now and is going for big money. So I'm so glad I own it. And then, last but not least, of course, Patrick Swayze in Steel Dawn, another one of my childhood favorites. And I wish I could get the name of the one who played Imhotep, but it's not going to tell me. Yeah, anyways, it's a post-apocalyptic film, you know, much like, I guess, in the vein or going off the success of like the Mad Maxes. So, you know, back in the 80s, they created a lot of post-apocalyptic films like this one, like knockoffs of like the Mad Max and Road Warriors and Beyond Thunderdome. Not as good as, you know, like the Mad Max films. Especially for me, the second one, I think Road Warrior was the best one. But this is still a fun one, and I have nostalgia with it. And this one does have martial arts in this, so that's why I really, really liked it. The film itself wasn't great, but it just, you know, a basic thing of, you know, a villain trying to like force people to give up the supply of water, you know. We have Brian James also in this one. And the blonde chicken here is pretty hot, I think, and the kid was not all that annoying. So, yeah, Steel Dawn, you know, you're good, but no one's better than me. You talk too much, you know. Good one. And excellent final confrontation, I thought, at the end. Okay, so that is it. That's my Vestron collection. I hope you guys enjoyed. And how long is this? It's not too bad. So anyways, that's it. See you next time.